What's going on, YouTube? Hope everybody's doing okay on what is this rainy Thursday morning. Here to talk about some GECs. This is going to just be a random post. Uh, Pretty much just talking about kind of my appreciation for these knives. I mean, I love them to death. Even if I go a couple days maybe without carrying one, always come back to them. These things are just amazing. They're great. This is probably one of my favorite ones here. The 35 cattle knife. I'm a huge Stockman guy. I don't know what it is about them. I just like the heft of the overall knife. I'm trying to just let you take a look at it here. Like I was saying, it was just something about these GECs, just the bone, the jigging, just their overall perfection when it comes to these knives. Now, I say that, and all of them aren't perfect, but I mean, look, if you ever get one of these in hand, and I'm sure if you're looking at this video, you probably have some, or you come to appreciate them yourself. They're just great. I love them. Always try to carry one with me at all times. And sometimes I use these more than I would use a modern folder. As you can see, I got a couple of them sitting here in front. We'll probably do some size comparisons just between all of them. And we can just appreciate all of them. Yeah, just the patina of these. Also, too, the leather that goes with it. If you are a slip individual, this is made by Erica Slater, Slater Leatherworks. She does a great job. Want to slip, hit her up on Instagram. But all these knives are just amazing. I love them. I'm use pretty much all of them in some capacity. I go through ebbs and flows. Like it'll be like, or I'll say, oh, this month I'll carry this one, or 1 month maybe I'll just stick to carrying another. Yeah, but these are just amazing. And look at that one. This is 77 from 2022. I remember the first time seeing this, and everybody's probably like this, where you're looking at knife videos on YouTube, and you come across something and you're just like, oh my God, man, what knife is that? Like, I've got to have that. And you look it up and it's like, oh, it's not there. When did this come out? Oh, 2022. Shoot. Well, I got to get my hands on that. What do I got to do? And you go to eBay and you see the price on them. You're like, oh, Jesus Christ, I don't know if I want to pay that much. I'll scoot some of these up a little bit so we can fit some of these knives in here. But yeah, you go to eBay and you look at it and you kind of mull it over and you're like, oh, well, I don't know if I want to spend that amount of money, but I just got to have that knife. Just got to have it. So you end up breaking down, and once you get one, you're definitely going to get another. These things are great. Let's see what kind of state this is in. Like I said, a lot of these, I'll carry for a month and then I'll put it to the side, and I'll pull it back out. I'm like, oh my God, there's so much patina on this. I got to clean it up. I think that's part of it too. Just the overall, like, for me, even the maintenance of it is kind of like therapeutic, I had to take a look at this 15, this Tom Choice Barlow that, this is a lot of people's favorite model right here. For me, excuse me, for me, it's kind of small, which is why I'm going to take this away for a second. The 35 is one of my favorites just because the overall heft to it feels substantial. It feels like something is, you have something in your hand. These lighter traditionals, though they are great, and I love them, it's just, I love to feel as though, I've got something substantial. That's just my personal opinion. Slide this in here. But they're all great in their own right. And another thing about these is just that, it's different strokes for different folks. Like I said, I'm a Stockman kind of person, right? But other people may, they may just be into single-bladed traditionals for their uses. It all depends. No right or wrong answer. This is the 32 Engineer. And as far as the covers go, I'm not gonna be able to remember all of them. I remember being on the fence about this one. Like, oh, do I want to get this one? You know, the first time they came out with these 32s, PPP, Pattern Production Premier, I believe is what it stands for. But yeah, I was on the fence with it. And I was like, I don't know if I want to get this. And, you know, it looks kind of cool, but am I going to carry this? And the more and more I carried it, the more I fell in love with it. Another thing about 32 here, also, and you probably just heard it, the walk and talk on these are great. That's my big thing too, like the 15, how light that pull is. I'm not the biggest fan of that per se. Like this one, this is, whew, the snap on that. It's great. That's probably one of my favorite things, just, you know, the initial opening, seeing what that walk and talk is like, seeing what the pull strength is going to be like on these GECs. That's another thing that gets me going. Like when it's like a nice pull on them, that's great. I wish all of these, at least at the very minimum, and if you have a 32, you know, at the bare minimum, I wish the pull was at least a 6 or a 7 for me. When I get something like this 15, and honestly, it's probably for me like a 4 or something like that, or a 5 pull, that is. And you know, that it is what it is, you know, and they have their reasons for why they make them the way they do. I just wish everything had a little bit of a pull. You know, you can make it work for it a little bit. This is the 86. And a lot of these came out this year. I just grabbed a few out of my knife drawer just to kind of take a look at. If you're like me, you probably do a similar thing. You probably, at night, when you're trying to figure out, you know, which knife am I carrying tomorrow? You know, you kind of just look at all of them, take them out, open and close them. You know, at least that's what I do. And it's like, oh, should I carry this one? Should I carry that one? You know. And eventually, after a half an hour, you come up with your decision. But it's just nice looking at all of them and just appreciating them. And yeah, look at this one. This is a really good one, you know. This 86 here, Rivertown. That's just slowly going away. Even that process, I'm a big fan of. So I'll just push these up. You'll see them a little bit at the top of the screen, but hey, I mean, not that big of a deal. Put this here, move them all up a little bit, compare them to one another. I'm pretty sure somebody will look at this and be like, oh man, you know, I've been wanting to see that knife, or I'm thinking about that knife. I wonder how big it is compared to something else. Well, you'll be able to see it here. This one here, the 77. This is another 77. We got 177 here from 2022, and this is from 2025. This was a collector's knife special factory order, if I'm not mistaken, in the red saw cut bone. It's a great knife, but again, for me, it's not gonna be one of my favorites just because, again, of that pull on this. You know, it's just a little light for me. But I definitely wouldn't take this out the collection. I mean, it looks amazing. Let's kind of get this close so we can take a look at that. And sorry about the lighting if it's not that good. Here we go. That's what I'm working with. And that's another thing too I just like about these knives. It's just that, you know, the different special factory orders and the different covers that come on there. You know, if you can get your hands on one of them, you know, there's always something for somebody. And that kind of variety, those options, is cool to me. Now, as you can see, all of these I've used in some capacity. You can tell by the patina on there, which I love. Getting on my knives. You know, I don't take the patina off the blade. It's kind of like, for me, it tells the story and that I've had with that particular knife. Out of all of these, this is the only one I have yet to use yet. This is another collector knives special factory order, and this is in African blackwood, I believe. Take a look at that. The reason I haven't used this one is because, and this is a 97 if I haven't said that yet, but I have a 97 in, it's a wintergreen jig bone. You know, the one that have like the ram's head there at the bottom. The original ram foot, it says, on the tubing. So with this one, I never used it because I had the other one. At some point, I guess I will put this into use. I rarely do that. I rarely get like two of the same pattern. And it's funny, I say that and I'm kind of contradicting myself because this is one of the first GECs I got. And then obviously I got this 77 here as well. So two 77s, but I rarely do that. Sometimes it's the covers on it that makes me do it. And of course, you know, we're all human. Sometimes the exclusivity of it, especially with collector's knives, like if I see them on their early reserve system, send you like pretty much like a message. I hear it, but I go over there and I see what they're offering. And if they have something like this, like a special factory order, I'm like, well, I'll try it out. We'll see how it is. These 93s are really good. This is pretty good, you know, pretty good pull strength on this. What would I say this is? Maybe like a 6, something like that. The wintergreen one, and correct, you know, I apologize if I'm saying it incorrectly. I'm pretty sure it's wintergreen jig bone. The pull on that one is just a little bit better in my opinion. Yeah, like I said, just kind of an appreciation post. I've got other GECs, and you know, these are just ones I had like kind of readily available, and I kind of reorganize these so you can see them in a vertical aspect. But yeah, these are just some that were close by. I was looking at them. I was looking at my knives yesterday, and I was like, man, you know, I should make a video about this. Just nothing, you know, nothing in particular. Just want to show these some love because they're definitely great. Interested now in looking into the Gabon Ebony 66. 66, I think, is available. That's available right now. That one looks great. It's a Northfield trim. I'm just hoping, again, for me, that pull, I'm hoping it's something that I would like. But it looks great as far as the covers and all that good stuff. And, you know, again, I went down a YouTube rabbit hole of all the videos, trying to find everybody that has one, seeing what their thoughts on it are. It seems now, too, and maybe you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, like some GECs are definitely staying, you know, in stores or in stock a lot longer than even like the last couple of years or so. Wonder why that is. And I mean, there's some ones that are like some pretty good covers. Maybe it's because the price increase. One thing that always gets me with GECs is you look at like an older video and they may put in the video some of the different websites that were selling them at the time. The big one is like the number 35 cattle knife. Man, I wish I could have that one. But anyway, I think I was looking at Apostle P, and he pulled it up online. And for that knife, that now will probably go at the very minimum for $300. Guess how much it was at the time it came out? $75. I was like, shoot, man. I got into this way too late. Shoot, I got 3 of them, you know? And not even to sale. I mean, that knife is just amazing. It's great. As you can see with some of the knives like this 86 here, if I can put a lanyard on it, preferably leather, I do it right away. automatically. That's like my go-to. So that's one thing that's attractive about that 35 for me personally. I'm probably never going to have that knife. Every time I see it, whether it's on eBay or you see somebody posting about it on Facebook and they're selling it or trying to trade for it. I mean, I think recently I saw one go for like $500. I can't do that. You know, it's not a Chris Reeve or anything like that. But another thing that gets me too is just knowing that that knife they are selling is worth, or at least it was sold for $75, you know, many years ago. It's just like, I can't do that. I can't justify spending that amount of money on it. But yeah, that's it. You know, nothing crazy. Just a random video. Just getting thoughts out there. You guys let me know how you feel about Great Eastern Cutlery. I mean, are they one of your favorite knife brands too? What's your favorite GEC? Again, these are just a few from my collection. I've got a lot more. Maybe I'll bring those on camera at some point. But yeah, let me know how you feel about GEC. And again, leather, if you like it as much as I do. All my high quality leather slips come from this lady right here. She's amazing. One of the nicest people you probably could talk to. Very friendly. Hit her up on Facebook, Instagram. Let her know if you want something. But all right, guys, that's it. Take it easy. Enjoy your day.